Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the first round of the 3A state playoffs, as we've got a great contest for you tonight. The Ogden Tigers preparing to host the Union Cougars. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Jeff Hansen. Jeff, a region matchup we get in the first round. It's a one-sided game when they played the first time. Union hoping for a turn of fortune here in the second matchup this season.
The last 5 games, both teams have kind of struggled a little bit. Ogden started the season off really hot. Since that Union game, they've struggled a little bit. They beat Union, but have struggled since. Union also trying to find a little bit of momentum. Which team can find some juice early on first? It's playoff football, Dane. We're here. It's finally here. It's the best time of the year.
You never know what will happen, and you know what they say in football, at least it's hard to beat a good team twice. We'll see if Ogden can do that tonight. Union wearing the white and black. They will be receiving the opening kickoff. Ogden here to kick off as we are ready to get the first round of the 3A state playoffs underway. Jeff, if Union wants to pull off a win, what do you think they got to do here tonight?
They've got to protect the ball. Last time these two played, Ogden had no turnovers. Union had 2. If you're going to beat a team like Ogden that beat you 42-7 just a few weeks ago, you got to play clean football, protect the ball, and find some momentum on big plays.
Kai Jensen set to kick this off. The senior kicker for the Tigers. Back for Union is Blake Rasmussen and Cruz Labrum, the sophomore. And we are underway here from Ogden High School. This will be Labrum receiving it from his own 10. Looking up the middle of the field, gets a nice lane. Labrum now bursting outside. Good return here for Cruz, and the Cougar offense will come out and start at their own 35.
Hey, that's a good start if you're Union. Get that opening kick out to the 35-yard line. Cruz Labrum, just a sophomore. He's had 3 interceptions on the year. He's going to be a big factor on defense, getting involved early on special teams.
This Union team, 2-8 overall, 1-4 in region play. They've had to deal with some injuries this year, but it will be the sophomore, Dylan. What a hot boy. I messed it the first time.
We practiced.
Yeah. What a hotagy. What a homage.
There we go.
There we go.
I think we got it.
I couldn't even read my own handwriting. That's not a good sign.
Ooh.
And Dylan here on the keep, nowhere to go. That Ogden defense in the backfield early. And do we have a flag on the play?
We got some whistles, but I don't see a flag. Look, this Ogden defense.
Yeah, face mask.
There is a face mask. Okay.
I couldn't read my own handwriting. That's terrible, Jeff.
It's a bad start.
Dylan, my apologies.
It's a bad start. Listen, here's the thing. We were going to give you a first-round bye, and then we said, no, Dan, you got to come in and you got to play. You weren't prepared. I'm not going to hold it against you.
I appreciate your patience with me. That's not good. All right,
what about this start, though, for Union? A big kickoff return, then they get the penalty and here they are.
Watahamaji, 58% completion percentage, 7 touchdowns on the year. And has ran for almost 650 yards as well, as looking to throw, and that one looking up the edge for Rasmussen. That is incomplete. We'll bring up a second down.
Yeah, just a quarterback and a receiver on 2 different pages there. Looked like he had Rasmussen on the wheel route, but the ball just behind him, and that play didn't go anywhere. That's a connection that's a big deal for this offense. Rasmussen's a big part of what Union does, and if the Cougars are going to find momentum against this tough Ogden defense, Rasmussen's going to be a big part of it.
Well, he was open. It was a good read, just one that you'd hope if you're a Cougar fan you can connect on. They'll try a little sweep here. This is Rasmussen. You talked about the pivotal role he plays, able to take this ahead for a gain of 3.
By Max Wilson.
Max Wilson, we are going to hear that name so much. He's about 6 tackles a game. He's all over the field. He'll get into the backfield. He had a sack when these guys played, I guess it was last month. He had a sack when these guys played last month. He's all over the field for the Ogden defense. He's a tackle machine from that linebacker spot.
3rd and 7 here for the Cougars. Play action over the middle. That caught, first down and more. Reception by J.D. Mojado, the junior tight end. Takes this to the 35. We'll move the chains.
Pretty read by Watahamaji there. He didn't waste any time. Took that RPO, found his tight end on the seam route. They moved the chains. That's a big 3rd down conversion. Hey, if you're Union, maybe you're a little outmatched. It was 42-7, right? Not that long ago. third down conversions, Dane. That's going to be a big story.
Huge, and you got to love on a 3rd and long, you're able to convert that as well. Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we start it early, stop it late, that sort of a thing. It's moving here on this first down. They'll fake the toss, come back on the screen. And it's a big play. Mojado takes this inside the 25. And how about this opening drive for Union, Jeff?
Man, I don't think I could love that play design more. They fake the toss. You saw 3 Ogden defensive linemen follow that running back, set up perfectly for the screen. Watahamaji turns around, finds his guy, and they move the chains again. That's a beautiful play design by this Union coaching staff.
So first down for the Cougars at the 23.
23-yard line.
Got stacks on each side here, and they'll look to run. This is Hackford turning upfield. Nice run there for Kyler Hackford, the senior, able to pick up 5.
Hackford is the leading rusher for this Union team, nearly 65 yards a game. The running game, Watahamaji is about 63 yards a game. So Hackford, Watahamaji, they're going to be a big part of this rushing attack. Good 5-6 yard gain on that first carry for Hackford.
Speaking of that, they've actually thrown it more than I was expecting them to, but I think some of that is to try to open up that ground game as the game proceeds, right?
Absolutely.
Shotgun here on 2nd down. And they will go back to the ground, and that's a good job coming through. First man there was Max Wilson. He's one of the leading tacklers for this Tiger defense, and able to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there for Union.
We talked about Max Wilson already. He was involved in that tackle. Number 58 for Ogden, James Abney. Watch him on the defensive line. He's going to have a huge role in trying to contain that Watahamaji and Hackford running game. He also gets after the quarterback. He's got a whole bunch of sacks. I think he's got 8 sacks on the year. He's a very good player, one to watch throughout this game.
3rd and 5 here for the Cougars. Watahamaji in the shotgun. Over the middle, that's incomplete. Was looking for Rasmussen. Good coverage on the play, and they'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, we talked about it just a minute ago. Big 3rd down conversion just a second ago. They don't get it there. Ball goes off the receiver's hands. This is kind of that tricky. I mean, we're talking 3A football. This is this isn't an easy field goal position. It looks like they're going to line up and go for it. These conversion downs are going to be huge.
There is some wind here, and it's kind of intermittent. I'd go for it here too.
I absolutely would.
4th and 5. Watahamaji trying to buy time, running out of it, though, and he is not going to get it. He'll pick up 2, but he needed 5, and the Ogden defense gets the opening drive stand.
And there's that man again, Dane, Max Wilson from the linebacker spot. I think he's been involved in 3 tackles already. We're going to hear his name. He had 11 tackles when these 2 teams played a month ago. He's going to be all over the field for Ogden.
So Ogden will take over at their own 18-yard line. And this is an Ogden offense, Jeff. You talked about earlier. Had a lot of success early on. Got a couple losses in the back half of their region schedule, but, man, it is potent. And they will start on the ground here, running with Cy Arnold, the senior, with room around the edge. And he is down the sideline. He is gone. One play, 82 yards to the house. Ogden, touchdown, Tigers.
Cy Arnold, he is a huge part of this Ogden offense. The leading rusher, big-time running back. He takes that 82 yards to the house. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him by the time he crossed the goal line. Cy Arnold, you're going to hear his name a lot. That won't be the only big play from him today.
That's exactly how the Ogden offense wanted to start, is they'll come out here for the point after try. This kick is up, and that is good. 7-0. Ogden takes the lead on their first offensive play of the game. You're watching the first round of the 3A state playoffs on KSLSports.com. Well, that was quick, eh, Jeff?
Woo! Can't ask for a better start if you're Ogden. Blade, we talked all year about the color orange. I'm not a big orange guy. If you're going to have all orange jerseys, this Ogden team, this is how you do it. These guys look great tonight.
Look, shade is important, right? Shade is important. This works,
yes.
Right? Like this shade of orange with the white accent and the black accent, this works. That is much better kick coverage than what we saw on the opening kickoff. And, it was interesting. You're watching Arnold on that touchdown run, and you can see that whole sideline. There was an energy, a lift that came on that one-play touchdown run. We'll see if that can lift the defense on the second drive for the Tigers.
If this first play on special teams after that touchdown, if that's any indication, yes, there is an energy lift. You watched Blake Weston come in on kick coverage, big hit, drew an audible noise, a big ooh from the crowd and from the sideline. There's some juice in the stadium now.
So second possession for the Cougars, trailing 7-0. Had a good opening drive. They mixed it up well. They'll look to run it here. And trying that right side. Good movement by that Ogden D, but Hackford staying up, does a nice job to pick up 4 yards there.
I'll give you one guess who was in on that tackle. That was number 7.
Yeah, I was thinking he wore a different number, but I was thinking Wilson.
He was right there.
He's there again.
He's involved on every play. Even if it's not him who's the first guy there, he's always the second guy there. He's fun to watch.
And yet, Union picked up 5. I feel like they've actually ran the ball pretty well. And they're trying to mix it up, which I think is the right way to go to start this game off. But they've been able to get some push up front, the Union Cougars.
Yeah, I'm looking at number 18, Tanner Womack. He's about 60 yards receiving per game. Got to find a way to get him involved.
Little flag route. That caught. Big play for Union. Boy, love that. You could see that develop very early on. Mojado's been a key figure in this passing attack, as we do have a penalty flag on the far side.
That looks like it's going to be a sideline warning here. Mojado, man, he is a load out there, number 31 for Union. He has been involved. You've seen the coverage. I mentioned Womack. He's a big 6'4" wide receiver. Ogden is trying to take him out of the game, and Mojado's the benefactor. He's been right there in the passing game all game long.
Timeout here, Union. We'll be back after this. All right, so another big play for Union. They've had a couple of them. This one to Mojado. And that sideline warning, it's just a warning on the first one. Oh, nice little play design here. Back to the ground for Hackford. And able to pick up about 4, maybe 5 again.
Yeah, if Hackford's going to be able to pick up 4 or 5 yards a carry, that's going to really sink this Ogden defense in. They're going to have to figure out a way to stop that. Union is winning on first down. That's what's opening up these big plays. The more Hackford can do that, the more we're going to see these wide receivers get involved.
The other thing I think is really good about what Union's been able to do, that clock is moving.
Oh, yeah.
You see how explosive Ogden was on that first play? You want to keep that offense off the field,
yes.
Right? So keep that clock moving. Try to condense this game. Is on 2nd and 5 here. Little fake toss again. And they're back to that screen. Mojado just out beyond him. Incomplete.
That's that same play, that fake toss one side and then screen to the short side of the field. It was there again. They had the blockers. The throw just off the fingertips of Mojado. But again, that's the second time we've seen a play similar to that design that had it set up to go for big yards.
I think Ogden was better positioned on that one.
Yeah.
But you still had some room there. It'd be interesting to see how this Ogden defense tries to tighten that up as this game proceeds. But another third down here for the Cougars, 3rd and 5.
Dan, we couldn't ask to be in a better spot. Look at where we are.
Beautiful.
Are you kidding me?
It is beautiful. We'll show you some of the landscape. You are literally at the base of the mountain. 3rd down. Looking for that screen, a little late developing, and nowhere to go. And that's a great job by Ogden. They did not let Hackford get out in the pattern. And just nowhere to go. 4th down.
Yep, just nowhere to go. Blown up by Max Wilson once again on the screen. He read that play beautifully. 2nd screen in a row, just to the opposite side. Ogden strung that out really well. Nowhere to go.
Looking like Union will punt here.
Jax Thompson back deep.
This kick, a low kick, somehow found its way through, picked up off the bounce. No, that ball, yeah, it is gathered. Got a little dangerous there for a moment. Up the sideline on the return by Hoskins, and Ogden will take over their own 38.
I winced like 3 different times on that play, Dane. I winced a little bit on the punt. I winced when he picked it up. There was a fumble in there that very quickly got picked back up. That was a crazy play that really just turned into a 10-yard punt return.
You know what? There's nothing worse than being play-by-play and think you know what's going to happen on the play, so you're kind of changing your tone and reflection, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, this something else might happen here. That happened like 4 times.
And my heart goes out to you tonight because I'm a neurotic mess right here next to you. Don't feed off my energy.
Hey, you haven't gotten a name wrong yet. I mean, a big swing and a miss. First down here for the Tigers. Hey, why not? Right back to the ground game. It was successful on their one play. Is Arnold looking right side this time, able to pick up 8 yards on the carry.
Cale Flint for Ogden on the lead block. He was just wrecking dudes. Union kept coming up. There were 2 or 3 blocks. That number 32, Cale Flint, he was just right there, just shedding blocks, throwing defenders off to the side, and it goes for 8 yards.
Second and short here. And it will be Apodaca under center here. They'll try on the ground again. Looking up that left side, and this time it is Flint. Hey, they reward him for the blocking. Nice first down run.
Hey, if you're Cale Flint and you're going to lead block like that on first down, absolutely you've earned yourself a carry on second down. Really impressive couple of plays for Flint.
Flint, a young man, doesn't get a ton of carries, but pretty successful when he does, averaging just under 5 yards a touch. That'll help his average as they're into Union territory for the first time tonight. Motion. Back with Arnold, big hole up the middle. Arnold able to pick up 9 on the carry.
Boy, this big Ogden offensive line, they are creating big holes for these running backs to find space through. The Union's going to have to find a way to fill those gaps. They look a little spread out right now on defense. They got to find a way to run fit right now.
We introduced you a little bit to the air attack of the Cougars. Apodaca, 65% completion percentage this year. Has only thrown for 8 touchdowns. They don't throw it a ton, but when they do, man, they can find a lot of success through the air.
Yeah, he had a really tidy game against Union. He was 13 of 17 when these guys played a month ago.
They'll stay on the ground here. Look at that left side. Crowther, first down and more. Crowther, boy, nice job really pushing that safety up ahead as he takes it down to the 23.
Crowther's another big part of this rushing attack. It's averaging about 45 yards per game on the year. Ogden's got a lot of different guys that can carry the football, including Apodaca. This rushing attack is really dynamic and tough to defend.
We've got another timeout taken here by Union. We'll step aside. Ogden looking to go up 2 scores. Boy, Union having to use 2 timeouts here in the first quarter, Jeff.
They got to find answers for this run game.
How about a screen here for the Tigers? It's Flint. Flint's got a lane inside the 5. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Tigers on the screen pass to Kyle Flint. Oh, he had him out of the 1?
Oh.
The 1 signaled the touchdown. There is a flag back at the 15 as well. I got all sorts of confusion what's happening here.
The quarterback's not even there, Dane.
Also, the 1 signaled the touchdown, the other had him out at the 1, and then we had the penalty flag. So
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot.
And to make it all a little bit tougher for you, it was a pink flag. You got to look for the pink flags tonight. Some are yellow, some are pink. They're all penalties. Had a lot going on.
Block in the back, so this will not be a touchdown. That being a spot penalty will make it 1st and 13, and we've got another stoppage here.
To the 25-yard line.
Not quite certain why, but teams heading to their benches. We're going to have a quick conversation, I think, here with coaches.
To please congregate to the track.
All right, I'm not quite certain what that was about, Jeff, but we're ready to go here. 1st and 12 after the penalty is Crowther stretching right side, flag coming near, and this is a yellow one. So, Jeff, I appreciate you kind of keying me in. I'm going to be much more.
Yeah, there's going to be all kinds of colors for you to watch for.
Yeah.
They're going to get Cale Flint on a hold here on the toss. That's going to back Ogden up another 10 yards. That was the popular 1st and 11 right there. Now we're going to go down to 1st and 21. I don't know what exactly the penalty, I guess the block in the back and then the conversation after. But that 1st and 11, it's always one of my favorite plays when it's first down and a weird number.
I like the 1st and 3s personally.
Yeah, those are fun.
Those are great.
Those are fun.
So Ogden looking at 1st and 22 is what we'll go with. That's an approximation. They'll toss. Crowther looking left side, gets a block, and he'll get back all those penalty yards and more. Gain of about 14 on the run for Crowther.
The huge block by number 6, Blake Weston for Ogden from the wide receiver to really set the edge. He got into the second level of that Union defense. He laid down a monster block to open up that run lane.
We've really seen a couple big blocks on this possession for Ogden. There's a reason why they're wearing helmets. They are really bringing it tonight.
They are, man. And if they're going to have this outside run game, trying to get outside the hashes, outside the tackles, it's going to come from those fullbacks as lead blockers and those receivers, not just pass catchers, those receivers getting downfield in the run game and blocking. We've seen a great job of it here in this drive for Ogden.
And we've got a equipment or blood issue, so a substitution here being forced for Union. 2nd and 7. Pistol formation. They'll stay on the ground. Arnold picked up at the line of scrimmage. This is a great job by the interior of that Union defense. I think it was big number 60, I believe, coming in to make the stop for the Cougars.
Landon Sims on the stop. We talked about how Union's got to find a way to fit in those run gaps. Number 60 did it right there. Really great job at the line of scrimmage to set up a 3rd and long for Ogden.
Third down. Apodaca looking downfield. That caught, kept in bounds. Still on his feet. Jack Thompson has the first down as he takes it down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Jack Thompson, just a sophomore, really pretty route. He releases well, finds some space against that defender, brings the ball in. Some nifty little footwork on the sideline, turns it upfield. That's a quick 1st and goal here for Ogden. I expect this running game here on 1st and 10 from the 10. Expect this running game. We get a heavy dose of Cale Flint, the lead blocker.
I was going to say, that was the first pass tonight, wasn't it?
First or second. I think first completion.
Okay, all right. 1st and goal. Oh, how about this? Give it to the big man, Contreras. Tripped up in the backfield. Hey, that's creative.
Run it again. Run it again. I love it. The big man carry, 75 Contreras. That was fantastic.
You know what I love? Most of the time when you see the big man, it's like, we're going to power a gap. Right?
No.
We're stretching this puppy.
Give him the outside zone run. He tried to put a little wiggle in it with it, tried to break a tackle, throw a stiff arm. Run it again. I want to see it again. This touchdown doesn't count unless there's a big man involved.
He'll stay lined up in the backfield here. Maybe the lead blocker for Arnold. 2nd down, it's a toss. Sy, turn it upfield inside the 5, and did he stretch? Yes, he did. Touchdown Tigers. Sy Arnold from 8 yards out.
Sy Arnold's going to get the touchdown. That was an impressive run. I'm not going to take anything away from Sy Arnold, but our big guy Contreras with the huge lead block completely opens things up for Arnold. That was impressive. I really love the creativity from this Ogden coaching staff when they get into a 1st and goal situation.
Point after try, Ogden. 2 successful drives. That one had to dig out of being significantly behind schedule. High snap, but they get it down, kick up, and good. 14-0 the lead for the Tigers at home in the first round of the 3A state playoffs. 14-0 Ogden leading Union. Good start for the home side.
Yeah, a lot of energy. When you find that big home run play like Ogden did on their first touchdown, first offensive play of the game, there's a lot of energy here in the stadium right now, and Ogden's just capitalizing it.
This Union offense needing to find a drive, get some points. That opening drive looked really good. Even that second drive had something to it. And an onside kick try, and that is recovered by the kicker. That went 10 yards and everything. Ogden with a little trickeration, and Kai Jensen. I like that.
Boy, he could not have executed that onside kick any better. Kai Jensen, he kicks it to himself, gets the clear box out, and just lets that ball roll into his hands. Really, really well done by Ogden.
That's one that, as a special teams coach, I would think you just kind of bury your head, right? Like, oh,
yeah,
we're there.
So.
We can't get to it.
Yep, I think so. No one's expecting an onside kick there. That's one you got to tip your cap to the opposing coach. Good play call, great execution. Now let's see what the defense does to bail their special teams coordinator out a little bit.
I mean, you talk about no one expecting. We've seen a couple of those plays from Ogden here, and we're just in the first quarter. There's a little play action, looking deep. Has a man, and that's just overthrown. Was looking the way of Blake Weston, but it's about 2 yards too long.
Yeah, just over the other shoulder for Weston. Ogden really looking to try and find that home run play. You can see that Ogden doesn't want to let Union hang around. For Union, Coach Dustin Long has talked about it all year long. This team has leadership. They need confidence. Ogden doing their best to not let any confidence slip in the first quarter.
Just over a minute to go here, opening quarter, second down. Wadahamagi looking and just has to dirt this. Union defended that extremely well, Jeff. There were nowhere to go with football.
Yeah, absolutely nowhere to go. I think had that ball even been completed, there were 4 or 5 offensive linemen downfield. Really great play, great execution by the Union defense.
Now this is interesting. Ogden has ran the ball extremely well, right? You go for the big play on first down. That sets you behind schedule. That's a good, safe call there. You think it's going to be successful. Now you're looking at 3rd and 10.
The way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ogden turn to the ground here, pick up 6-7 yards, and then go for it on 4th down.
Well, we'll see how good Coach Jeff is here tonight.
This is the test, and failure.
0 for 1. Wadahamagi looking. That pass overthrown. Trying to get in that time for the big 6'3" Blake Weston, but 4th and 10, and Ogden here will have to punt.
Yeah, 4th and 10, no choice but to punt. Great job by the Union defense after that onside kick.
You talk about bailing out special teams.
Absolutely.
They just did.
Absolutely. Really, really well done.
Do you worry about a fake here?
I mean, after an onside kick just a few plays ago, I think you worry about everything right now. Ogden, clearly, there's nothing on that play sheet that is off limits today.
They will punt this away. Good, high, spiraling kick. Fair catch taken at the 10.
Dan, I'm an Ogden guy.
Yeah.
I'm up here all the time.
Yeah. You don't work far from here, Jeff. I just learned that tonight.
Just a mile down the road. I love it up here. Ogden is a great community. And right here, Ogden High, just kitty corner from us, is maybe the last working payphone in America. Maybe in all of the country.
Certainly, it's right here in Ogden.
Right here. So if you haven't seen it, just kitty corner from Ogden Stadium. There it is, a payphone. You can bring your kids, take some pictures. There's a phone book. I don't know what those are anymore.
Is there a historical marker there yet? Why don't you put one in?
Yes, you're right.
You should.
I will get that done.
You know, I think the most trouble I got into in high school is because back in my day, we didn't have cell phones, and I did not use a payphone to call home. I was 2 hours late. So those darn payphones, I don't like them, Jeff. Bad memories.
Yeah, bad associations.
Big sack by that Ogden defense there on first down. Union got to be careful here, backed up to their own 5.
They do. James Abney involved on that sack. Mentioned him earlier, 6 sacks on the year. He had a sack the last time these two teams play. He's been in the backfield quite a bit. Big 58. He's long off the edge, and he has had a great start to this game.
I'll just add, I got in bigger trouble in middle school than I did in high school. I just want to clarify that.
Those Idaho summer nights.
Hey, we're crazy, man. We're crazy. Down to 10 seconds here in the quarter. And Union will try to run it. Looking up the middle here, this is a keeper, and we'll pick up a couple yards. That'll be the last play of the opening quarter. Good start for the home Ogden Tigers. They lead Union 14-0 after one in the first round of the 3A state playoffs. Start of the second quarter. 3rd and 14 for Union. Oh, Ogden jumped. Well, that'll help.
That will help. Really well done. Wattahomagie on the hard count there to get the defensive false start. Our guy, Dusty Litster, that was always his favorite call in high school, the defensive false start. I don't think I've ever called a game, done a red zone with Dusty, where he didn't complain about that call.
Yeah, I know he'd love for them to be able to get back onside, not have that be a dead ball. Is that throw? Oh, trying to fit it in between layers of that Ogden defense was intended for Fawcett. And it will fall to the turf incomplete, 4th down.
Good stand by the Ogden defense. They're going to get a ball in plus field position here with a chance to go up by 3 scores.
I actually like the play call there. We've seen them run a lot of screens. I feel like he needed to do something and kind of mix it up a little bit. It's just a really small window to fit that pass into. Wattahomagie here to punt this away. I want to roll her on the turf, and boy, he just has to eat that one. So Ogden will come out at the 46 of the Cougars.
Harrison Hoskins, he tried to field that punt. That's the second punt from Wattahomagie that's been that low line drive, difficult to pick up.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't have a big booming leg, it's not a bad strategy. Get that bounce, make it tricky. If you let it go, it was going to roll another 10 or 15 yards. Good play by Hoskins to recover after initially bobbling that.
So 1st down for the Tigers. Starting on the plus side of the field here. Trying to get outside. Boy, that's great pursuit by that Union defense, and I think it was Jackson Grimm who was there to slow up the ability to turn that upfield by Arnold.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been in any number of Union defenders. They strung that play out as well as they have all night. Cy Arnold ran about 40 yards to go nowhere.
He's kind of limping here a little bit as he comes off.
He's just a little tired.
Yeah, it seems to be okay.
That was a long run.
I mean, he is probably over 100 yards already.
Yeah.
Because he had the 82, right?
Yeah, he's probably close. I'd be tired.
I would be too.
I haven't ran 100 yards in 3 years.
I mean, I walked for 10 minutes this morning. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 here. They'll stay on the ground. Good lane again here as this is Crowther able to pick up 7. Yeah, 7 on the carry.
Crowther keeps those legs pumping. That was a really aggressive run. Now it sets up a 3rd and manageable. The entire playbook is open for the Ogden offense right now. Apodaca has every option available to him.
3rd down and 3 for the Tigers on the Union 41-yard line.
3rd and short.
39-yard line for the Tigers.
Arnold back in here. They'll give it. No, excuse me, that is Crowther. I thought it was 10, but it's Crowther looking right side, and that's a big surge, gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Boy, he did not take long to find his top gear. He hit that goal hard. Keen Crowther, if you say it loud enough and just fast, it sounds like King Crowther.
It does.
And he looked like King Crowther on that run. That spin move was great.
You know, he's just a junior. I have a feeling that you got a nickname already queued up for him for next year, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. I think he's got his own nickname.
Well, if he doesn't, he does now.
He does now. King Crowther.
King Crowther.
Here he is. Crown him, Ogden.
Of course, Arnold a senior, so you would figure
you got to pass
he
the
could
crown.
be kind of the primary guy next year.
There
right?
we go.
On 1st down, they will toss. This is Arnold. Looking left side. Kind of spun around and
first meeting number 18, Tanner Womack.
Trying to get the number of that Union player who was in on the stop. I want to say it might have been Brenner Lamb.
I think it was Tanner Womack, number 18. Might have been Brenner Lamb. Yeah, I think it was 18. Tanner Womack, really good job. Cy Arnold came out. He nearly broke that tackle. Great job by Womack. He's a big part of their passing offense. Big part of the run defense there. Held on. Saved what would have been a big gain.
Second down for
Second down.
the Tigers.
Running out of time. Boy, that's a tough throw. Good coverage downfield there by Rasmussen. Just nowhere to go.
Yeah, I don't want to make this about us, Dane. But with the way that the sun is, where we're at,
That was like our shadow.
We're kind of in the middle of the play here. I don't want to say that I was part of that defensive stop, but I'm not going to say that I wasn't.
You kind of are. I mean,
I'm right here. There we go. There's my pass defense there.
That's well done. They say get your hands up, right?
Absolutely.
Jeff just did.
I'm really good at that.
Union, you can thank B Rakoto 10 on the X, and Union, you can, or Ogden, you can send your displeasure.
Yeah. Tell me to get off the field. I get it.
Third and short here. Apodaca will hand off. Crowther. And he's got the first down as he's able to lean ahead to the 16-yard line.
Really love the way that Crowther runs. He keeps those legs moving. Those are physical runs. He got hit behind the sticks. That wasn't going to be a first down, but King Crowther just keeps pumping those legs, keeps moving. Now he moves the chains.
Arnold coming back in here. Crowther will get a break on this 1st and 10 play.
He's earned a break.
He has. Ogden's ability to run the football here tonight has really impressed me, Jeff.
Yeah, it is. There's so many guys from Arnold to Crowther. Flint can get involved. It's really tough to defend when there's a fresh running back on every play.
Here's Arnold. Looking right side, nice cut. And Arnold will pick up about 6 on the carry. Just 5 on the carry. We do have a Union Cougar down.
Strong run by Arnold to gain 6. Ogden, like Union, they keep winning on first down and setting up these manageable 2nd and 3rd downs. When you have that strong running game, it makes life really easy for Apodaca. I would not be surprised to see Coach Thompson call some pass plays here, try to get Apodaca and these receivers involved. Blake Weston's been a big target. He's a big guy. He's got a size advantage. He could get involved in the red zone.
Injury timeout here. We'll step aside, be back. 2nd down for Ogden after this. 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground. Crowther trying to get outside. Boy, hand got up there a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be a face mask. I think it's going to be on the offense, Jeff.
King Crowther, just that physical running style. Looked like he did get a hand up in the face mask. I think the defender got some face mask too. Anxious to see which one gets the call here.
Well,
they should arm wrestle for it.
If the defender got it, it's probably going against Union because to get an offensive face mask call these days, yeah. And this is where, like, I really feel for defenses sometimes. Like, what am I supposed to do? My head is being like,
why is my neck not as valuable as the other guy's neck? No, that was a tough play.
You play defense.
That's exactly it. That's a tough play for that Union defender.
So it'll be 1st and goal here for Ogden. Crowther lined up, I formation. Flint, the lead blocker. Crowther trying to work the middle. Nice job by Union, not giving up much. He'll pick up 2, maybe 3.
What am I smelling, Dane? They're cooking something here. I don't know what it is.
I got a grill down in the south end.
That is phenomenal. We're gonna have to find a grill.
Do you want me to call you on the phone? You can talk to us about the hot dog situation, Jeff.
We've tried that before. I don't know if that makes for great broadcasting moments.
It makes for fun.
It was fun for you.
Yeah, it was.
It was less fun for me and everybody around me who thought I was a little bit psychotic.
Same formation. Nope, never mind.
Apodaca directing traffic here with his running backs.
On 2nd down, they'll give to Flint. Right side, he's in. Touchdown, Ogden.
Cale Flint impressed me. The first big carry of the game, aside from the big home run on the first play. Cale Flint, the lead blocker, really impressed me. Glad to see him get his moment here, get rewarded with the touchdown. He's been involved in just about every running play as a blocker. Here he is with a carry and gets into the end zone.
You know, we were talking pregame, Jeff, before we were on the air, about bands and what they add. You know what else they add? Fight songs.
Yes.
It's so awesome to hear a fight song. You don't hear fight songs very often anymore.
Ogden's great. They got a great band, big, well-supported, doing a great job.
This kick up, and that one good. 21-0, the lead for the Tigers in the first round of 3A state playoffs. 21-0, Ogden leading Union. Jeff, if you're Union, been a tough game, right? Offensively, it had that good opening drive. Stalled, haven't been able to really find that same success. What do you try to do here offensively?
Yeah, it's tough because Ogden has played so well defensively. You hope for a big special teams play here. I think you've got to get Watahamaji out of the pocket, try to move him around, try to extend some plays, and hope that that Ogden defense gets a little over-aggressive and you could find something downfield.
This one kicked off. Boy, tricky bounce, picked up back at his own 6, and won't get much. Tough to try to stretch that the way that they have to. And was that Crowther? The other Crowther,
a freshman. He gets in. That was tough. That ball held up like it was hit with a 9-iron. Not mine iron, and surely not your 9-iron either, but somebody's 9-iron. Held up really well. Tough break for Union.
I'll tell you, that had the trajectory of my 9-iron.
There you
More
go.
of a line drive,
yeah.
right? That's how I play golf.
Yeah.
I'm like a quadruple bogey guy.
Yeah, me too. We should golf together.
We'd
have a lot of fun.
Tell you what, next time you have 10 hours, you give me a call. We'll go play 9. Union starting this drive back inside their own 10. The second drive off a kickoff that's been inside their own 15 to start. Is that one, boy, dangerous pass, and that caught. Boy, good. I didn't know if that was going to make it through, but it does. And how about that reception by Womack?
Yeah, Tanner Womack. He stands out on the field. Big 6'4" wide receiver. I love the way they moved the pocket for Watahamaji. Gave him a little bit more time. Ogden is aggressive, trying to get into the backfield. And a great ball by Watahamaji to get through that window.
A reminder of our concession stands at each end of the stadium. Chick-fil-A,
First down, Union.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, nachos, drinks, and candy.
Watahamaji, a little slant route. That caught by Womack. Another first down. A little bit of momentum here building for Union offensively.
I like what they're doing to get Womack involved. 57 receiving yards per game. He's got a size advantage against just about every defensive back he's going to go up against. If they can find ways to get him involved, he is a big play threat every time.
For me, it's about the versatility, right? They were looking the way of Rasmussen early. I get it. Got to find other guys to help keep that Ogden defense true, and Womack can have a big impact in that regard here this evening. First down, a little fake screen. They'll throw back the other way to Rasmussen. And, boy, just not a lot of room to work. Ran into the teeth of that pressure from Ogden.
Yeah, that Ogden defense, that front is playing. The defensive line is super aggressive. The Wilson and those linebackers are very aggressive. They are trying to get into the backfield. Those plays behind the line of scrimmage, they're going to be tough.
A loss of 3 on the play. You know, we haven't talked about this. You know I'm a big fan of helmets, right? Helmets
Yes.
are very important to me.
Yeah.
I do like the look of Union's helmets.
I do too. I think that's that Washington State Cougars
Coug
script.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
think
it.
it just
The
says
UC.
Cougs.
Oh, is it just
I think
Cougs?
it's just Cougs.
I need to squint.
Second down. Here's Rasmussen. And, again, not a lot of room to work.
And the Ogden helmet. The Ogden helmet looks
pretty
pretty good,
solid, too.
too. That LSU look looks
Yep.
fantastic.
And Max Wilson.
You ready for another Ogden plug?
Yeah.
City of Ogden plug. I talked about the payphone. Just next door to the payphone is Taboo Pizza. And they tell you that the pizza is so good it's taboo. Get it? That's the name.
I get it.
It's phenomenal. I had it this week. This isn't an ad. This is just it's an ad for Ogden, not for Taboo Pizza. So check it out. Maybe on your way home, Dan, get some Taboo.
Well, you know, I've eaten super healthy today.
You have.
I don't know if I can throw a pizza on top of
I think it would be
what
great.
I've already put down. Speaking of down, it's third down and about 13 yards here. And Watahamagi going to keep this. He's got a little bit of room here. That's a pretty good run. I didn't know he was going to have that kind of success, able to pick up 11. 4th and 2 here, Jeff. What are you thinking?
I think you've got to go down 21-0 here at about midfield. Really great recognition for Watahamagi. He recognizes Arnold coming off the edge, feels that pressure quick, gets upfield, and now you got a shot here. It goes from 3rd and 13 to 4th and a long 2.
I like the call here to go for it. You don't have anything to lose,
no.
Right? You're trailing. See if you get a spark here late in the half. Remember, Ogden gets the ball to start the second half, so you really probably do need points on this drive if you're the Cougars. Trying to get them to jump. Doesn't happen. They do have one timeout left. Looks like they may use it here. Yep. So timeout on this 4th down for Union. We'll step aside and be back after this. 4th and 2. Offense on the field here for Union. Where do you look here, Jeff?
I put the ball in Watahamagi's hands, let him get out of the pocket. He can run for it if he needs to or find a guy.
They'll motion out. It is Watahamagi looking left side. He's got the first down. Look at you, huh?
Hey, something about blind squirrels. I don't know what it is.
Hey, you're back to 500, though.
And that'll put you in the Hall of Fame. Am
Way
I
to
talking
be.
about the right sport? I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
For sure.
Really impressive run by Watahamagi. He's a stocky guy out there. He's not the tallest quarterback you're going to see, but big. He's thick. Broke tackles on that play to pick up that first down.
We talked about it. He's ran well this year, over 600 yards rushing. Do you look for them to get him going more?
I think so. I mean, that's part of their offense.
First down. Little screen. Makes one tackle miss. Hackford still on his feet. Stepped out of bounds, but he'll pick up about 6 on the play.
There was a couple of real moments of bravery on that play. Watahamagi lets the pressure get as deep as he possibly can before he gets rid of that ball. And then Womack, he sees the big hit coming from the safety, absorbs it, keeps his balance, picks up another couple yards. That was a great play.
Inside of 3 to go here in the first half. 2nd and a long 3 for the Cougars.
I'm looking at Womack down here, number 18.
Yeah, it looks like we've got something to the bottom of the screen here. It's a designed run. Watahamagi able to take this to the 30, but yeah, you had a numbers advantage here on the bottom of the field.
You did. You had your big number 18 wide receiver. They pick up the first down. They're not going to complain. And really, they bring me back underneath 500, probably where I belong. So, good call, Union.
It probably is,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And because here's the thing, 2.5 to go, the way they're moving the football, like this is kind of right what they did on that opening drive. This is about where they stalled. See if they can get this one in.
There's probably an element, too. They don't want to give the ball back to this
Too
Ogden
soon.
offense.
Right. Oh, boy, wide open. Mojado inside the 20, inside the 10. Makes a man miss, diving in. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Cougars.
The big Mojado, he was wide open. There was just one guy to beat, and I don't know if you've noticed, Dane. Mojado's a pretty big dude. There wasn't anybody that was going to stop him in the open field one-on-one. He rumbles his way in for 6.
We talked about the numbers advantage on the previous play. That time he's just uncovered.
Just by himself.
They're going to go for 2 here. Motion from Rasmussen. Watahamagi looking end zone. Had Mojado in and out of the hands. And they don't convert the 2-point conversion.
Great play, great throw, just didn't happen.
But they get the touchdown.
They do get the touchdown.
Good sign there for Union fans. See if their defense can get another stop. They have stopped this Union offense.
They have. They have. That was a big drive for Union. When you look at that, they had a 4th down conversion along the way. They had to find points. Going down at 21-0, they couldn't go into the half 21-0. That feels like a really big moment in this game if the Cougars are going to be able to come back.
But to that point, right, we talked about 21-0, Ogden gets the ball. If Ogden finds a way to go score in this next 2 minutes, it's the same situation, right? That
Yeah.
they just avoided.
Yeah. And they've got to find a way to get a defensive stop. Ogden's proven already in this game they can hit the home run. Union's got to come up big and get a stop.
Awesome to come out to a lower classification game, 3A. We cover a lot of 3A games in the red zone. We get to see a lot of them, but being out at the school, like there's just something about football at this level that it just feels a little more pure and real.
Yeah.
Right?
Like what football was supposed to be.
Yeah.
What it was 20 years ago.
Right.
Feels great.
Of course, we've got you covered in every classification. You can catch playoff games all the way to state championships right here on KSLSports.com. As Union here to kick off. And Ogden was kind of playing for that potential onside kick. Thompson looking near side. He'll go out of play. And Ogden will come out of their own 26, 27-yard line.
And it's great to come out here to Ogden. Coach Thompson, maybe the coolest story in the state of Utah that really doesn't get talked about a ton, but Coach Thompson battling ALS. He coaches from the booth. He's got his guys playing really, really well. He calls his team Little Redwoods. His players are his little redwood trees. Redwood trees, I didn't know this, Dane. 300 feet tall. We know how big they are. Their roots are only 6 to 12 feet deep.
Really?
And that's why Coach Thompson, he calls his team his Redwoods because they find their strength together. Their roots, they interlock, and they find each other, and that's how they stand. That's what this Ogden team is all about.
That pass incomplete was thrown in between a couple of potential receivers. It's one of the things when you look at what he has brought here, you'll see the initials family. And I didn't know this. Stands about forget about me, I love you, and that focus, right? And of worrying about other people. And when you think about Coach Thompson, everything that he's been battling the last couple of years, you talk about his diagnosis, the fact that he's still committed to this team and this program and coaching through all of that just speaks everything about that message that he is trying to instill in the men that come through his program. 2nd and 10, looking for the screen, not much there. We'll have to dirt this one. And this Union defense, they've had a couple nice plays here as of late.
They've done well. They've done exactly what they need to do when they get the score. We talked about it. They got to find a stop. Now they've set up a 3rd and long, exactly what Union needed to do. One last note on that family. It's become a mantra not only for this team, but for the entire city around him. It's been cool to not only see how his players, but how this entire community is rallied around Coach Thompson. One of the most incredible stories in the state of Utah.
3rd and 10. Here's Apodaca. Pressured. That was caught by Thompson, but he's going to be short.
Jack Thompson with a nice reception.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ogden quickly line up and go for this.
Run it here?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the things, just talking about this program, if I've done the math right, I don't think they won a game for 3 years prior to Coach Thompson coming here to Ogden.
Right.
And this, if they get a win here tonight, I think they'd have playoff wins in 4 of the last 5 years.
It's incredible.
Incredible how he has changed the program. And this culture that used to have no culture and not a lot of success, and now it's like Ogden, they went 6-3 this year in the regular season. Like this is a good program again, and it's awesome to see what he's been able to build here.
Yeah, and he has had to, you use the word build, he's had to build it. It has been a year-over-year process to keep guys here, to keep the talent in this school. It's just the nature of what high school sports is in Utah now, for him to keep his talent here and to be able to build a program that starts with the youth levels of football and extends all the way through these seniors. It's been phenomenal to see.
It's a 4th and 2 here, Jeff, and looks like you're right. Offense coming out on the field, and the way they've ran the ball, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Line up and try to pick up a couple here on the ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That seems like you get 32, Flint, that big, heavy runner. That's probably where I go, but the way they've called this game, they might throw deep.
4th and 2. Ooh. Whew. That may have been a false start. That was a nice job saving that. I don't know if you caught that. There's like a little stutter, and then we're just going to turn in and run across. I mean, don't tell me this game's not officiated for the offensive benefit, because let's be honest. Come on, Jeff.
Hey, he sold it well. He sold it well. Of no, I'm not false starting. I'm looking and seeing what's going on.
I don't know what conversation happened. It almost looked like Abduck was like, come on, like, come on. Just to help convince that was indeed the case.
Does look like Ogden will punt after all of that. So all of our conjecture and predictions, it's going to be a punt. Hey, we're here.
I just got invited to go out and play golf in Roosevelt, Jeff. So whenever you want to, we can make the road trip. Got a great friend out in Roosevelt, Ali Ziff, and helped me prepare for this game tonight. But girls soccer coach out of Union had another great year this year. He's building that program as well, taking them to new heights. Awesome to see. As this punt away, and this is a great directional kick away from the return. You see that great bounce. Boy, that is so well executed for Ogden inside the 15.
Yeah, far be it for me to get overly excited about punts, but that was a great punt. They kept the return. I mean, because really, the way that this Ogden defense is played, you just don't want that big play. You don't want to let a punt returner get loose. Punt keeps the ball away from the return man. That was well done.
Now, I believe Union has no timeouts left.
You are correct.
We have seen them try to stretch the field. How aggressive are you here if you're Union?
I think you're only aggressive on first down if you're going to be, and then you see what happens. Because, again, we talked about it. You really don't have anything to lose. Ogden's going to get the ball to open up the second half. You're still down by 15 points. You can't waste too many possessions.
It's about 80 seconds left. Motion by Rasmussen. Oh, little flea flicker here. Looking deep. He's got a man. Oh, but it's overthrown.
I love the play call, the reverse flea flicker. It had Ogden. He had a guy. He actually had two guys that were open downfield. Ball just overthrown. Now on second down, I don't know how aggressive you be at this point.
That may be a play that you'll go back to film, and that's a teaching moment. Because I felt like if you're running out of the chute, that's on target, and we're in the end zone right now. But it felt like kind of had to pick up to try to catch up to that, and ends up just missing.
And it looked like a throw a little off his back foot. Yeah, he's not used to catching a ball and then having to throw it.
So second down. Watahamagi finding Rasmussen. He'll turn back inside. And a nice gain there with 1:05 left. That'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Rasmussen's a fun little receiver. He's not the biggest guy on the field, just 5'10", but he is able to find space. Really great route runner. He's been fun to watch in this pass game.
And here's the tough part. If right now the clock's running because the chains have been reset, Watahamagi has to go over to get the play call. You're going to burn 15, 20 seconds here. You're probably better off to take that and step out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah.
Because it would have been, we're talking like 20 seconds have just come off the clock just to get lined up here.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Fake screen, Watahamagi, eyes downfield, and that is broken up. Good coverage there for Ogden by Truman Van Orden.
Van Orden has 4 interceptions on the year. He's a ball hawk in this Ogden secondary, but haven't called his name yet. It was only a matter of time until he found his way to make an impact.
33 seconds left. Do you try another trickeration here?
Why not?
Well,
it's the playoffs.
You've got 69 yards to go. There's a lot of ground to get in 33 seconds with no timeouts.
What did we learn from the longest yard, Dane? It's the last game of the year. He can't hold anything back now.
All right, I was trying to think of some of the conversation on the field. I'm like, Jeff, this is a PG show, man. That deflected, knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Pass knocked down by 58. James Abney.
Abney has been on seemingly every play, and he is a menace off the edge for the Tigers.
I think it was actually Ryan Kirkland. I think it was 57. I think we have a parent trying to help the PA guy know that.
Help me out. I appreciate it.
I did see it was 57.
Okay.
We'll give Kirkland his due.
It's a great play.
It was a great play. 3rd and 10. Watahamagi going to try to run this. Gets through the tackle.
Watahamagi
and stood up here. About a gain of 6 on the play. And
Met by Ryan Wilkinson.
Ogden not looking to take a timeout, but we've got an injury here.
And a flag.
That'll stop the clock.
There is a flag on the play.
It's Ryan Kirtland who is down here for Ogden. He just made that play on the previous one, and he's the one who looked like he was going to be able to stop Watahamagi, and now he's down, and trainer's going to come out to have a look here. We will step aside here with the injury timeout, and we'll be back after this. Welcome back. So, 4th down, 13 seconds left. It was a penalty on Union, so they're going to have to punt here. This kick away, and you probably don't touch this. Try to let that trickle down as much as possible. Yeah, no,
they gave it to him.
Expire. So we have reached the half, 21-6, your score. Ogden leading Union in the first round of the 3A state playoffs. Welcome back. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen with you. 21-6 Ogden. Jeff, we saw Union starting to make some defensive stands, moving the football offensively. See if they have enough here in this second half. They will kick off. Ogden will start at their own 35, but that Union defense made a nice stop late. Saw them get another stop in that second quarter. They're starting to find their traction here.
Yeah, and this is a big moment for that Union defense. It's a 21-6 game. If you can get a stop if you're Union, get the ball into your offense's hands, you're going to feel confident. And Dustin Long has talked about confidence all season long with this team. If they can get some confidence on defense right now, we're going to have a game here in the second half.
Ogden had great success running the football. They've tried to incorporate more of an air attack in that second quarter. Didn't have quite as much success. Do you think they go back to running the football here in the second half?
I think so. I think they've had too much success on the ground to completely run away from that.
This is Arnold. Had a big run to start the game and a nice run here on first down as he picks up good 8-9 yards on the carry.
Every single one of these Ogden backs, they just run hard. Their legs are going through contact. Seems like each of them are picking up a few yards after contact on every carry.
Yeah, whether it's been Arnold, we've talked a lot about Crowther. We've also talked about Flint, right? There have been a lot of guys been able to help run the football for the Tigers.
Yep, they've all done a really great job. It's fun to watch.
Keen Crowther here taking this snap. Oh boy, he's got room. There goes the King down the sideline, knocked out inside the 20. Boy, how about that run from Crowther?
Big run on the direct snap. King Crowther, what are we going to say? Do you give him his crown? That feels too easy. I got to think through this a little bit. He's going to have more big plays, so give me more opportunities.
You know,
he likes to move it. No, that's not it.
There's so many places I want to go, but I know none of them are going to be very popular. So I was going to, he's not a self-appointed king, and make a reference to a nickname in a professional league. And,
okay. I like it.
Do you?
I don't know that everybody will, but that hits me.
Many will not, but I'm an old soul. There's another direct snap here to Crowther, but he will hand this off. And this is Arnold trying to turn the corner. Does get the first down, I think. Oh, they're going to mark him just short.
So you asked the question, what's Ogden going to do? They're leaning into the run game. I mean, now you've got it's all running backs in the backfield. Well, it makes me wonder, is there an injury to Apodaca, or is this a choice?
I think Apodaca's like, hey, Coach, I'm ready. Hey, Coach, I'm right here. I'm ready to go, Coach.
Man. But they got that three-headed monster of Flint and Arnold and Crowther. They've been fantastic all night. They're all in the backfield. You don't know who's getting the ball.
And this one where if you're Ogden, you're just like, look, we're just going to run it. And we don't think you can stop us. And 3 plays, they haven't been able to yet. Second down. Crowther. Boy, big blocks again. But a nice tackle made there. He does get enough for the first down.
When does he throw it? That's when he's the king. When he gets the touchdown pass, we officially crown him the king.
Okay.
I think that's what it has to be. You now know the rules. Crowther, it's up to you. Right now, you're Crowther. You're Keen Crowther. Just a guy with like 100 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. If you want to be the king, we got to throw it.
Just that.
Just that.
1st and goal. Crowther has Arnold to his left, bunch formation here to the bottom of the screen. They're all going to be blockers, and he's got some room. It is Crowther into the end zone for the touchdown.
A really well-designed play, well blocked. There was nobody that was going to touch him. He had a whole fleet of people blocking out in front of him. King Crowther, he gets the touchdown. It's not a touchdown pass, but I'm excited for him. He could still be a smaller king, maybe a smaller country.
Is there such? I was going to say, is there such thing as a small king?
Yeah, there's a small. I don't know. There's small cities. There's small countries.
Okay. I will add, Ryan Kirkland had kind of the ceiling block on that edge. Kind of gave a stiff shoulder. Didn't even really have to engage. Right, just boom.
Yeah.
And
that
was the lane for Crowther.
That was a muscle flexing drive for Ogden.
Point after up. This one good. 28-6. The score is Ogden comes out with a defining drive, running the football the entire way into the end zone. It only took a minute off the clock. That's pretty impressive.
That was. You said a minute. I didn't believe you. Thought, no way, Dane. Your Idaho eyes just misread that clock. That was fast. That was quick.
I'm not the smartest person, but yeah, I did that math relatively quickly.
But even you can read a minute. Well done.
Even I figured that one out. So, all right. So Union
got to respond.
You
got to respond. And the way that Ogden scored with those big plays, that running game, that's something that I don't know how much Ogden has shown, that rushing attack, those direct snaps. I don't know how much tape there is on that. Ogden, I feel like Union's got to score fairly quickly. I don't think they can have a big, long, time-killing drive. I think they got to find some chunk plays on offense.
Well, I mean, to that point, and I don't have their time of possession even tracked by their scoring drive, but the first drive and then that touchdown drive, it was kind of like 8 yards here, 4 yards there. You can't really have 6-minute drives. You're down 3 possessions. You do have to score quicker.
You do.
Because you don't have many of those left.
You got to protect the football, and you've got to find chunk plays. And that's the recipe to try to get back into this game.
It's getting chilly up here in Ogden.
Yeah, it got cold.
I came up north to do a game, and all of a sudden I'm shivering. As this return fielded by Rasmussen at the 5 and brought down at the 20.
We let you out of the studio. I mean, that's what happened. You have been officially adjusted to the 68 degrees all season long. Everybody's out here sweating in the summer, those August games. Then it gets cold. And what do we do in the studio in Red Zone? I'd like it to be 69.
You know this means, don't you?
You're soft like me. Welcome.
It heightens my love for the infamous Kibbe Dome, where it's 72 degrees every Saturday. Pristine football weather, and I'm sitting out here and I'm like, we should be playing this in the Kibbe Dome. Let's just head up north.
Just got to risk your life on the roads to get there.
It'll be fine, Jeff. Union starting on the ground here, stood up. Boy, that's a great job by your guy, James Abney, the senior, with a nice stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Abney and Wilson have been menaces on this defense. Every single play. It doesn't even matter if they run away from Abney like they did on that play. He finds a way to scrape across the offensive line, and he gets to the ball carrier more often than not.
It'll
be a 2nd and 10 here for Union. Watahamagi in the shotgun. And we're going to get a false start here. See, what you need to do in that scenario is you need to just keep moving across behind the line of scrimmage.
You just turn around like it was a conversation.
It's motion. It's pre-snap. We're good, guys.
Doesn't matter if I was the center. Yeah, no, I agree. Dan, what do you think the over-under was across the state of Utah? How many Thriller dances did we see for halftime shows today? We had one here. It is Halloween season.
Yeah. Well, how many games are being played? 20, we'll say 20.
Call it 25. Yeah.
25. Over, under?
Yeah. I'll set
24 and a half.
Yeah.
You got to put the hook in there, right?
I think so.
2nd and 15 after the penalty. Oh, boy, Watahamagi in trouble. And he's going to go down. That had trouble written all over it from the get-go.
By number 58.
Of course, I think that was the running back, Eduardo Contreras, in there.
The running
Contreras
back.
Got the run earlier.
He looked like a tremendous running back when he had the ball in his hands. That was Abney once again Yeah, Contreras blows it up. Abney gets the credit at the end and in the box score. It was well done by the Ogden defensive line.
Timeout, Union. We'll be back. Quick timeout there. 3rd and long. Watahamagi looking, that ball caught by Rasmussen. Nice play there.
Caught by number 0.
And that sets up, I think it's still 4th down.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be 4th and about 6 here. We do have this is 3A. That's a 4A game. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm still not comfortable with the new 3A, 4A. I'm not there yet.
I'm not either. I don't know if you've noticed. We've been together for the last 3 months. I have not said a region number all year. Because I don't know.
I got bad news for you, Jeff. They're all going to change this offseason.
My goodness. That's not true. I will say Region 1. I'm comfortable with Region 1. Everywhere else, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking at halftime, and you asked about a region number, so I can verify that. I never would have known if you didn't confess to that, Jeff.
That's a confession here. It's playoff season now. They are changing. I don't have a clue who's in any region.
4th and 6 here for Union. Having to get relined up here. Formation, play clock in final seconds. They do get this off in plenty of time. Oh, how about a kick there? And that muffed, but Ogden able to get on it. Wow, that's a different look.
That was nifty. I have a confession. I have more confessions.
Okay.
To just reiterate how little I know about the regions. There was some midweek content. I don't know if you know this, listeners. KSL Rewind, we do great content throughout the week. That I was told to prepare, I don't remember what regions. Call it Region 5 and Region 7.
Okay.
So I prepared. Then we got into the show, and you asked me about a specific school in Region 7, and that was when I knew, nope, I prepared for the wrong regions the whole time. Even when I prepared, I had no idea, Dane.
Oh, a 1st down run here for Arnold up the middle. Good, strong run there by Cy. He'll pick up 14 and a 1st down.
And we do see Apodaca back in the game at quarterback, but it's still the same recipe. I think we're going to see a very heavy dose of this Ogden rushing attack.
I think so, too. Look, I have a confession to make. You've been very truthful tonight.
Yeah.
Here's my confession.
I'm ready.
Vince and I were talking this week. Vince is our master in everything, right?
Well,
he's like,
some things.
Jeff is really good when we give him stuff ahead of time. He comes really prepped. And now you just told us you don't.
Nope.
So you got us all fooled, Jeff. You got us all fooled.
It's all up here.
1st and 10 here. Oh, boy. Had a man wide open going the other way. Caught, touchdown, Ogden. Jack Thompson with the touchdown reception. Max Wilson was even more open, but that's a heck of a throw and catch.
That was a beautiful ball from Apodaca to find Jack Thompson in the end zone. The big play. Ogden is opening this one up. What a ball from Apodaca. He's a little cold. He didn't play that last drive, and he comes in and throws a dime for a touchdown pass.
Jensen for the point after.
Point after here for Ogden is good. 35-6. The advantage for the Tigers as they're cruising here in the 1st round of the 3A state playoffs. Ogden pulling away. A couple quick touchdowns here to start this 2nd half. 35-6 Tigers.
Yeah, Ogden has really shown the big play threat. On the ground, in the air, they've done it all this half.
Return and chipped up.
Last one, tackled by a great tackle by number 21, Harrison.
Hoskins with a great tackle. Look, if you're Watahamagi and you're this Union offense, you go for broke, right? I mean, it is the last game of the year. There is nothing to lose. They got to find some momentum. They got to find chunk plays through the air. I still look at Womack, and Ogden's done a phenomenal job of keeping him bracketed and keeping a guy on him. But that's, I think, where Union has an advantage, is Womack, his size on the outside. Watahamagi's got to find him in this passing game.
Watahamagi looking up. That ball caught Mojado. He's had a big night tonight. He's been great for this Union team.
Yeah, I really like that play design, too. by Coach Long and this Union offense. They put Mojado and Womack, they put their two big play threats and tell them both to just run a seam, make the safety make a choice. He chose to go and cover Womack. Watahamagi finds Mojado.
Mojado, just a junior. Watahamagi is a sophomore. There's a lot of youth on this Union team. Pre-snap motion with Rasmussen. It's kept here by the quarterback, and Watahamagi up to the 44-yard line, a gain of 5, maybe 6.
We saw this earlier in the game, and it was the same situation here, that it's a designed quarterback run, so Watahamagi keeps it. He had numbers again with his big play receivers. He had 3 receivers. There were only 2 Ogden defenders. If they noticed that, there would have been a big play happening. But all those Union receivers noticed it as well after that play ended.
A second down here for Union. Pistol formation. Designed run here again. As the first down across the 50. That ball came out late. So down here at the 45 and a first down for Union.
Yeah, Watahamagi, he's a really effective runner when he's able to get going. It makes sense that they try to spread things out, spread this offense, or this defense rather, spread the defense out, and then let Watahamagi find a running lane. He's done a great job of that on this drive.
First down. Rasmussen in the backfield, he'll get the carry here. Looking left side, nice run. And Blake still with it, takes it for a gain of 7, maybe 8 yards. And, you know, Union's had these moments where they've been able to move the football. It's just been the consistency, and if they get off schedule, then they've had some struggle kind of getting out of that.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success between the 20s. And then as the field starts to shorten up and things get a little bit quicker, that's where they've stumbled a little bit. Really curious to see how they try to combat that here in the second half. What adjustments did they make at halftime?
4 receivers at the bottom of the formation here. Rasmussen coming across, they'll hand off. Has a nice seam. And Rasmussen inside the 30 in this Union ground game, now finding great success.
Man, Rasmussen's fun to watch with the ball in his hands. His ability to stay patient as a runner and let things open up in front of him, and then all he's got to do is run in behind it. He's been fantastic. You see him with a couple of carries, normally doing stuff as a receiver, a couple of carries on this drive, and it's been effective.
Another first down here. I'm actually impressed Union's been able to run the ball as successfully as they have in this second half. They weren't able to really establish the run consistently in the first half, but, man, they've been great on this drive. Pressure in the backfield, nowhere to go. That's Kirtland coming in with a big tackle.
Good to see Kirkland back on the field. He got banged up in the first half. He's back, and he's making big plays against the run. Look at Ogden. They're dancing.
I was going to say, that was Abney.
That's Abney. He's had a great game, and now he's shimmying. They feel good.
They should feel good. They're up 35-6 right now. We'll wait until their next offensive drive, because there's a little interesting, I don't know if it's a fun fact. It's a tidbit.
Oh.
We got an interesting tidbit.
I love tidbits.
Well, there may be some motivation for Ogden. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
2nd and 12 after that play. A throwback screen here. Nice run after the grab there by Hackford.
Reception, Hackford.
Able to pick up 5.
Brought down by Max Wilson.
Oh, we got an injury here. This is
timeout
on the Tigers. We'll take a quick break here as they come out and have a look at the injured player. We'll be back. All right, injured player there for Ogden was number 6, Blake Weston. He was able to get up, walk off. He looks to be okay. 3rd down. Rasmussen. And he'll pick up about 4. Be a 4th down coming up here for Union.
Yeah, no decision, no question. They're going to go for it here on 4th down, 35-6 with less than 4 minutes in the third quarter. They got to find the end zone.
Yeah, and I think some of this just, giving your young kids experience and situational, right? Hey, we got a 4th down, and we got a bunch of sophomores out there. We got some seniors, too, playing their last game, so want to give them opportunities to kind of go off, you know, and
something to build
have
on.
some positive memories, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 4th and 4. 4th and 5. I don't know about you, but I just really feel the need to go taste some wedding cake right now. 4th down, and that ball overthrown incomplete. Reference to the wedding singer.
Yes,
I don't know if you caught that or not.
I got that. That was good.
Yeah.
One of the original Adam Sandlers.
Correct.
Yes,
correct.
Well done.
So Union turning it over there on downs. Ogden football. So here you go. You ready for the tidbit?
Yes, tidbit
All
time.
right. So this was a region rematch.
Okay.
Right? Ogden looks comfortable in this game. Looks like they'll proceed to a second round game. You know who they're matched, who they will play in the second round?
I believe it's Grantsville.
It is Grantsville. You remember how that game went the first time?
That was a 17-0 game, if I remember
It was the
correct.
first loss of the year for Ogden.
Right.
They walked into that game undefeated. They dropped that one 17-0. And you see a little shimmy. I kind of wonder if they're like, hey, we want them again.
And if I remember, that game was closer even than 17-0. In the fourth quarter, I believe that was a 7-0 game, 6-0 game. I remember it being really tight late, and then Grantsville pulled away. Ogden's going to have some confidence going into that game.
I think they will. I'm interested to see if they can establish the run against that group like they have here tonight and work the passing game off of it, right? I think they've had great balance tonight. And the game plan has had some, I don't want to say trickeration. It's just been we're going to go execute our scheme.
Well, and it's been things like this that all of a sudden you've got Crowther at the quarterback spot and you've got 3 running backs.
Yeah.
They have been very creative.
Of course, that would be a road game for Ogden. They'd have to make the venture out to Grantsville.
And that is a venture.
It is.
A lot of miles logged in this region.
But it's only 30 minutes back, right?
That's what they keep saying. That's what they say. 3
now,
hours
fairness,
there.
That's Tooele, not Grantsville. But I'm not gonna lie, I love going out to Grantsville. We've gone out to Grantsville for games. It's a great community out there.
It is. I was at Stansbury. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Playoff game at Stansbury. Yeah, fantastic atmosphere. It's the way we talked about it early. Like 3A football, smaller communities. It feels like what you remember high school football feeling like a few years ago.
Here's the old moment. Back in my day, that's how it used to be, right?
That's right.
Inside 2 to go here in the third. Over the middle. Boy, that's a heck of a throw by Apodaca. Still on his feet. Look out. Turning up is Bachwold inside the 20 and brought down to the 15. But how about that throw? My goodness.
There's going to be a flag that comes in late, and there is. It looks like Womack is down.
Womack is down. And this...
The way that flag came in, I don't know if there's a block at the back, a blindside block, something.
I'm guessing it was something like that. The flag is down the field, but we've got an injured player here in Womack, so we will step aside, take a break. Here we'll be back. It'll be first down, spot still to be determined when we come back. Womack was able to walk off. That was a good sign. The penalty was on Ogden. It pushes them back out to the 50. Be first down. Like that play call to Flint, and that was in danger of being a big run. That is potentially a touchdown-saving tackle made there by Hackford.
Yeah, big tackle by Hackford on the counter run. Flint had a full head of steam and a lot of green if Hackford doesn't make that tackle.
Yeah. Gain of 4 for Ogden on that play is...
You ready for another Ogden plug?
Yeah.
Because you got to eat on your way home. You've already turned down my pizza suggestion. University Broiler. What do you know about University Broiler? Anything?
I bet Jeff's a big fan.
I'm a big fan. Greek food. You like Greek food?
Okay.
It feels healthy-ish. Just just on Harrison Boulevard,
That's
down the
part of
road.
a Mediterranean diet.
That's right.
Here's Thompson has the touchdown reception, and now a nice run to pick up the first down to the 29.
Great run by Thompson. He had a touchdown catch earlier in the first half. Now he gets a big run there for a first down. This Ogden offense, they're able to do just about anything. They are having success through the air, on the ground, out wide. Their trick plays are working for them. Some nights you got it, and Ogden's got it tonight.
This is one where I'll be interested to see if this gives them a big burst of confidence, again, with that rematch coming up next week against the Cowboys. Of course, Cowboys probably watching this one. Hey, Grantsville. Apodaca gonna go for it all to the end zone. Touchdown, Ogden. Do have a penalty flag back here at the 20.
Yeah, I think they're going to bring this one back. Looking like maybe an ineligible man downfield. That's my guess. I'm not an official. My flags aren't pink, but that's my guess.
Ogden is coming back, so I'm guessing that will not stand. You're guessing ineligible downfield? Sound like they actually maybe a signal of an unsportsmanlike the touchdown stands. Yeah.
Okay.
No penalty.
Interesting.
Ogden on a great catch by Nash Buckwall.
Yeah, it's a dead ball penalty, unsportsmanlike.
That flag definitely came out while the play was still happening. Don't know what the official saw there, but clearly something that they did not like to get the unsportsmanlike call, but the touchdown does stand.
He saw unsportsmanlike activity, Jeff.
You're right.
I mean,
Good
how
call.
much more clear could we be?
Silly me. You are correct.
How about that throw, though, huh?
Yeah, that was a dime, wasn't it?
Well placed. I think it was Bachwold, the sophomore, with the touchdown reception. I think it was number 9.
Now that score, for those who are unaware, that will move things into a running clock situation. So when you see the clock continuing to run, right now is an official's timeout, but when you see the clock continuing to run on spots that it normally would not, that is why.
And they, to your point, Jeff, just started it.
Jensen for the point after.
Which this would be one of those where uncommon for that to be the case.
Right.
So this will likely be the last play here of the third quarter. Will be this PAT, which is up and good. It's 42-6, all Tigers here in the first round of the 3A state playoffs. Start of the fourth quarter. As Jeff alluded to, running clock here will be the case. Very few stoppages, injuries, timeouts, but other than that, we'll likely see this trickle away. 42-6. You remember the final score of this one in region play?
42-7. Yeah. So here we are. Dane, they played jump around for a whole break, and I didn't see you jump even one time. I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed.
Jeff, I'm working here, man. I mean, someone's got to reset the scoreboard. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, because it sure isn't me.
So out will come Union.
Anderson Curry.
And for Union, really big reps for Watahamagi. Remember, he's just a sophomore. I mean, he's got a lot of high school football ahead of him. I like this opportunity for him, playoffs. Yes, he's got to come back. Obviously, Union wishes this game had gone differently, but a big opportunity for him to get some valuable reps to build on for the years to come.
Yeah, tough year for Union. Coming into this one 2-8. Is Watahamagi going to go down, get sacked here. But it's been one where that community, you look in the valley here, and you hear a lot about player movement and transfer. You don't get that in Roosevelt.
You don't have that.
And so, it's hey, we try to develop a program and develop kids and help bring them up through our youth system. And, you only have so many kids walking your hallways. And they've fought injuries this year. Really had to go to depth on their roster, and just been a challenging year. And, tonight will come to an end here in the first round of the playoffs. But one that, again, we see a lot of youth And so there is a core here, right? And if you can continue to develop that, this could be a team to get back to winning records and competing for regions. As that throw into from Mojado is incomplete, will bring up a third down.
But you got to feel confident in the future for Union. When you feel like you have your guy at quarterback, that makes a lot of other things easy. And Watahamagi, he's played well, and he could do everything. He could throw the ball well. He's very effective as a runner, and that is a very important part of this offense. There's a lot of things to build on.
And I'll even add, they really didn't take a lot of opportunities to try to stretch the field tonight. We saw the kind of flea flicker.
Yeah.
That was just slightly overthrown. But Watahamagi has had a couple of, 17, 18-yard throws to the boundary that have been on the money. Like, he can throw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
I think it's just about getting the consistency and getting on the same page with his receiving core, right, and having that be gelled and unified. And that can come over the course of the offseason. Again, my understanding was not the starting quarterback to start the year. And I think he's done a good job coming in here tonight. But it takes time to develop that chemistry and that familiarity and see if they can get that worked out over the offseason.
Yeah, and quick note, looks like Womack is back on the field. He was down with an injury a few minutes ago. Good to see him back on the field.
So Union here will punt this away. Watahamagi's punt. Take a Union bounce. I'll actually take over where this was first touched, which would be the 41.
Underrated element of this Ogden uniform, the chrome orange face mask. I'm not generally a fan of the chrome look. I don't think it's great. I think it's been overdone. These Ogden, and I'm not generally a fan of orange. I love what Ogden's got going for him, and I love those face masks. It's an important part of football, right?
Well,
you got to look good, feel good, play good.
Jeff, if there's one thing you know about me, I'm big on looks.
Yes.
Uniforms, helmets, it's got to work.
Yes.
It works really well for Ogden.
It does. They look great.
They'll stay on the ground here on first down. This is Crowther with the carry. He'll pick up about 4.
Crowther's been really impressive. There's been a lot of impressive things on this Ogden offense, but the way that King Crowther keeps his legs going and the physicality that he runs with, even at just 5'10", he plays a lot bigger than that. King Crowther, just a junior. He's going to be a big part of what Ogden does next week. Presuming they pull this win out, he's going to be a big part of their playoff run and then a big part of what they do offensively in a year from now.
Ogden here looking to advance to 7-4, be the first 7-win season since, Jeff, you want to take a guess?
2002.
You got the right numbers, 2020.
Ow.
2020. But if they can pull off a win next week, it'd give them 8 wins. That would be the first 8-win season. You want to take
2002. It's got to be longer than that. It's been a long time since Ogden has seen 8
I'll give
wins.
you a hint. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 35.
Yeah, neither of us have seen it.
Oh, dear. Well, okay. So a big opportunity.
Well, I just gave you a hint. You going to take a guess?
My goodness. 19. How old am I? When was I? I don't know how old you are. 1973.
Ooh, 1981.
I wasn't that far
Not
off.
bad. I mean, seeing as how you only had to pick from 100 years instead of 130, so
Right.
that's not bad. Not
And
bad.
to get it within 8?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's not
Pretty
terrible.
First contact, Jackson Grimm.
High school football, I feel like I talk about it every week, but high school football is a blast. This is a fun community. The way that we talked about how this community's rallied around Coach Thompson and rallied around this team, this is a fun place to take in a football game.
And it's fun to see come out here and see community kind of show up and support it. It hasn't always been the case here at Ogden.
No, it hasn't. And we're looking down at the bleachers, and the home side is pretty full.
Yeah, got a good crowd here tonight. Cheerleaders, we talked about the band earlier. This is a new back. This is Riker Rice, the freshman.
Just a freshman.
A nice carry there.
Rice.
good for Ogden to get a chance to have a lot of their young guys. I mean, this is a program that Ogden's in the, kind of in the middle of transfers and things like that. But when they're able to keep their talent here, they're able to have teams like they do this year, getting freshmen like Riker Rice varsity reps in the playoff. That's a really good way to build some continuity and keep your guys home.
Well, when we talk about some of the youngsters for Ogden, how about some of the youngsters for this Ogden group? Jack Thompson, who had a receiving touchdown, a couple nice runs tonight, he's a sophomore.
Yep.
Max Wilson, you've talked about him, the linebacker, he's a junior. Bachwold, who had that last touchdown, he's a sophomore. So there's a lot of youth here for this Ogden team as well. Kirkland is a sophomore, and he's a big sophomore at 6'2", and he plays bigger than that. As on this second and short, it'll be a run here with Koskrowther. And here's another freshman. This run takes it down inside the 20.
So if Crowther's the king, what does that make Koskrowther?
The boss.
Is that what he is? Just the boss? Kos the boss. Okay.
No?
I don't know. What's the brother of a king? It's not a prince. A duke?
The king's brother.
Is he the duke? A king's brother. We need to spend more time in England because we clearly don't understand how monarchies work. We have no idea.
It's not applicable to my family, if you can't tell. So I don't know the answer to that. First down. This is Boehm, who's listed as a quarterback. The senior loses a few yards here on the carry.
And Boehm tackled.
Yeah, a lot of guys getting reps. I mean, it's good to see. For Ogden, they're going to get this win. They will have to go on the road. This will be the last home game for these seniors. Cool to see a lot of guys getting time, getting opportunities to play their last high school football game in front of their home fans.
Second down. Well, that's a long toss out to Rice. And Rice will get close to the original line of scrimmage, be a little shy of it. As we're inside of 4 to go.
That was a long toss.
That was a
rugby toss
yeah.
is what that was.
And it was a legal toss, as
yes.
opposed to some rugby tosses we've seen this year.
We have seen some that were legal-ish. It was legal by my standards.
Because it was a cool play.
Exactly. So you let cool plays stand.
In fact, I found out the basis for that story, Jeff, happened right here.
Yes.
On this field.
Yes. Hit a home run, didn't count. Rules.
And that's Jeff's take on
rules.
If it's a cool play, it should stand.
Just rules in general. It's probably bled into other aspects of life.
Apodaca pass a little tall for Weston, the intended target. I'm just glad you don't hold the grudge against Ogden.
No, never. I couldn't. Wasn't Ogden's
It wasn't
fault.
Ogden. Well, technically it was.
No, it was umpire's fault. That's who it was.
Fourth down here for Ogden. That was many moons ago.
Many, many moons have passed since that day, and I still hold enough of a grudge in my heart. One day, maybe, I'll get over it.
2.5 to go. Ogden going to try here a 39-yard field goal. I like this.
I like it.
Test, your kicking ability. You may need this aspect of the game next week.
Yeah, against Grantsville, low scoring. You got to expect a lot of defense. You might need a kick. Try to build some confidence.
This kick is up. PATs have been strong. That one curling, and it is just wide.
Had the distance, just wide left. And again, we mentioned the running clock. So the fourth quarter has just flown right on by. Just over 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter. Well, welcome, Dan. It's been fun to have you in Ogden. I'm always going down to your stomping grounds. And I'm not I'm a Davis County guy, but I work in Weber County, work just down the road. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. I actually love coming up here.
It's great.
I love coming up north. I always had to represent the north.
You did.
And I did my best at it. I love coming up here.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of really good football communities up here in Weber County.
Yep.
Bonneville, you got Weber, Fremont, Ogden. There's a lot of good football up here.
Just tucks this one and takes it up. Nice run there.
Watahamagi has played with a lot of heart tonight.
He has.
He has not quit. and it's been tough. He's been under a lot of pressure. This Ogden defensive line looks like you're seeing a lot of the depth chart in for Ogden now. But throughout the game, Watahamaga's been on the run. He's been pressure in his face. He's played with a ton of heart for this Union offense.
First and 10 Union on their own.
Did his best to keep him in it, but just couldn't keep pace. And that Ogden defense was stymieing.
They were tough. That pass rush was tough. Max Wilson at linebacker, he was involved all game long.
Yeah, loved the front two between Abney and Kirkland. It was a great duo defensively for the Tigers. This one incomplete. Jeff, your final thoughts. We got maybe one more play in this one. Your final thoughts of this contest.
I was really impressed with Ogden offensively. I think I expected Ogden's to come in and be stout defensively, but offensively, the variety of weapons that they have, their ability to do things through the air, things on the ground, they should feel really confident going into that rematch against Grantsville. They know Grantsville well, and they're going to be hungry to keep advancing in the playoffs.
Final play here. We'll turn it up and be right around the chains. They'll say it's a first down, but it won't matter as the final seconds tick away. 42-6 your final score. The Ogden Tigers get a win. Their last home game of the year, advance to the second round.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach Thompson again. One of the coolest stories in all of sports here in Utah. Continues his fight with ALS. Glad that this community welcomed us and allowed us to be a part of this last home game. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone here at Ogden. Made it super easy for us. Always great to be able to come up here and cover Coach Thompson and Ross Arnold and everyone up here, just super accommodating. Really appreciate the hospitality. The run game of Ogden, too much for Union as the Tigers run past the Cougars 42-6. And for Ogden, they'll take to the road to take on the third-seeded Grantsville Cowboys in the second round of the 3A state playoffs. That'll do it here from Ogden High School. For Bill Francis, Jeff Hansen, my name's Dane Stewart. Thanks for joining us. And a reminder, you can catch playoff action across all classifications all the way to state championships only on KSLSports.com. Good night, everybody.